Hello, welcome to Women's Financial Empowerment Group. I'm your host, Ruth Agbeloso. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. If this is your first time, please go ahead and like this video and share it with your friends. If you've been here before, please go ahead and like, share, do all those wonderful things. Oh, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll know whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much again for coming to my channel. I am a financial coach, and it's my job to help you get from point A to point B in your financial journey. So see my information in the description box and let's figure out whether or not we'd be a good fit to work together. In today's video, I'll be talking to a fabulous couple, Annette and Dweise Harris, and we're going to talk about how they achieve debt freedom. So let's welcome Annette and Dweise Harris. Welcome, Annette and Dweise. How are you?
Hello, we're doing good today.
Doing just fine, thank you.
Awesome. It's good to have you on. The purpose of doing these is so that we could encourage others to become debt-free, because we know that it's possible, but there are a lot of people that don't know that it's possible. So thank you again for coming on. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you a few questions. Okay, the first question is, well, actually, before we get into the questions, can you please just introduce yourself, tell us your name and what you do?
Hello, my name is Annette Harris, and I am an 8-year Army veteran. My current profession is I work in human resources, so I work with employees on their career choices, any compensation questions they have about benefits or retirement, and I also am a financial coach as well.
Good morning. My name is Dweise Harris, and I am a retired Chief Warrant Officer 3 from the United States Army, and currently I am a JROTC instructor at the local high school. And thank you for having us.
Awesome. And thank you both for serving. That is such an awesome thing that you both served our country, and we are so appreciative to you for that. So we'll go ahead and get into some questions today. The first question I have for you is, what was life like before you became debt-free?
Before we came debt-free, I think we were just constantly worrying about paying off our bills. You know, we had creditors, we had a mortgage, we had car payments, furniture payments, things like that. So it was just, we were trying to manage our income and ensure that we were paying back creditors. And that was something that we just wanted to stop doing.
I would add to that life was like waking up and not having a plan. We didn't have a plan at the time. So we were just waking up and doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Okay, so whose idea was it to start a plan?
So it was both of our ideas to start a plan. I initially came to Dweise and was like, I want to stop paying these creditors back, all this interest, over $800 a month in interest. And I'm like, let's sit down and have a conversation on how we can stop paying for this mortgage for 30 years and pay for it in under 10 years. So once we talked, we decided on a plan together.
Okay, awesome. So what plan did you guys decide to embark on?
The plan that we developed was the snowball method. Pretty much when we would, say for instance, if we had a bill that we were paying monthly for $150, once we paid that bill off, instead of splurging and buying a new car or the new fashions, we would either save that money, or most likely what we did was allotted that $150 toward a new bill so we can expedite paying that bill off.
And also what we did too was, when doing the snowball method, we paid off our debts that had the highest interest rate first.
Right.
Okay. I forgot to ask you 2 questions. Number one, how long has it been now since you've been debt-free? And also, how deep in debt were you, if you can give me an estimate?
So we recently became debt-free in November of last year. So it's been about 3 months. So we're still living the high life. We're still on that high of we are debt-free. So that's why we just want to tell everyone and just celebrate the fact that we're debt-free, just so that they know our story and so that they can be encouraged as well. What was the other question?
Okay, the other question was approximately how much debt did you have?
So we had about $400,000 worth of debt. I say over the last 8 years with vehicles and the mortgage and everything. And then in paying off that debt, I did the calculations and it brought us a savings of over $150,000 in interest that we would have paid had we not paid it off early.
Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome. So you said you used the snowball method, so that sounds awesome. So tell me, were there any challenges that you faced as you embarked on this journey?
I think the only challenges that we had was just discipline, stand disciplined to our plans, stand disciplined to make sure that we spent the allotted amount that we had toward, whether it be groceries, not overspending online with Amazon or whatever.
I mean, and there were times that we did overspend, but we were able to manage that as well. We were able to check ourselves and like, hey, you have a goal in mind. Let's revisit that plan and stick to it.
Awesome. That you mentioned a key word, discipline, because I really believe without discipline, you can't accomplish any of your goals, much less be debt free. So tell us, what are some of the things you've been able to do now that you're debt free?
So since we become debt free, and again, we just recently became debt free and we knew we were going to do this plan. So, we ended up traveling for Christmas. We were able to travel. Like we have a trip planned this year, but we're also able to invest our money now. Instead of giving our money to creditors, we're able to invest in ourselves. So we established a mutual fund with our financial planner, and we also continue to keep that same self-discipline and save that money instead of spending it. So if anything does happen in the future, we have an emergency, we're saving that money. Another thing is just showing our family and friends, leading by example, by showing our family and friends that we aren't overextending ourselves and investing in our daughter. Something that's important to us is generational wealth. So just showing our daughter and our family and friends that we aren't overspending and using that money to teach our children the same method that we used, and so that they don't have to go through the same struggles that we went through.
I would like to add to that. We didn't wake up, we didn't have $500,000 worth of debt and woke up the next day and it was gone. This was a plan. This is a plan that we were disciplined with, and then it was a process. So because of that, and because now that we're debt free and that it was constantly with the snowball effect going down and decreasing, we are also able to do home improvements that we've been wanting to do.
Awesome. So what are you doing to avoid getting back into debt?
So some things that we're doing is we are ensuring that our credit card payments stay low. We don't put anything on our credit card that's under $100. And we ensure that we do have the cash to pay the credit cards back if we do use them monthly. We don't carry a balance at all. We also, again, it's all about discipline. We maintain our self-discipline, and the money that we do have that's free from paying off loans and mortgages is we save that money so that we have a cushion if an unexpected event does come up.
Awesome. That sounds like an excellent plan. So as we wrap up, is there any advice that you'd like to share with our viewers so that they can get where you are?
I think a big thing is just having a plan, sticking to that plan, and communicating that plan to someone else that's going to keep you accountable. And if you are in a relationship, communicating that plan with a partner so that you're both on the same page, and that eliminates some of the worry that surrounds money. And if you're single, like I said, just communicating that plan to someone that can keep you accountable and encourage you on your journey.
I would say with your plan, write your plan down somewhere. type it up on a sheet of paper, type it on a computer, write it on a sheet of paper, and so it can be visible to you. Make sure that you have like-minded friends. Get a mentor. Get with somebody who's smarter than you, somebody who can edify you. Get with people who talk about financial responsibility, using terms like mortgage burning parties. So I think that's important. And one thing that I think I forgot to say is in our plan that every time we would get a promotion or we would get a raise, instead of just spending that money, whatever that amount was, we would add it to the allotment, and we never had it before, so we just kind of lived our life on the same, like a plateau.
Right. And I think another thing, like he said, when we get promotions or anything, we also plan for our future retirement. So when we got a promotion, we applied that to our retirement savings, our 401k, his 403b as a teacher. We just continue to, so in the future, when we do decide to retire, that we continue to remain debt-free in our advanced stage.
Awesome. I love all of that. I heard so many wonderful nuggets. One of the things that I wanted to draw out that you talked about was aligning yourself with like-minded individuals, whether it be a mentor or even friends that speak like you do when it comes to debt, because we all know that there are friends that can tell us, hey girl, buy these shoes and go here and do that, not even knowing, what your pocket looks like, right? And the same thing with guys. I mean, there's a lot of gadgets that a lot of men, like to get into. So I think it's important to have friends that really speak like you do when it comes to this, and they can help encourage you to stay on your path. I mean, this has been excellent, and I thank you so much for being with us, and I pray that you enjoy the rest of your journey of debt freedom and you stay on the path, and hopefully in the future maybe you can come back and let us know how it's going. So before we close out, I just want to know, how is it that we can support you? So if you have a business endeavor or something, please share it with us.
So like I said, I am a financial coach, and I decided I've been working on managing our finances for a while. So I do have an Instagram page. I have my handle here. So it's at harris.financial on Instagram, and on LinkedIn, it's harrisfinfl.
Awesome.
Thank you for that.
Awesome. Do you have anything, Dweise, that you want us to follow up with you on, or you good?
I think they should continue to like your videos, share your videos, and also listen to people like you and Annette.
Awesome. Thank you for that reminder, Dweise, because I often forget to ask people to like the video. Please go ahead and like this video if you're listening to Dweise. All right. Thank you so much for coming. I really, really enjoyed our talk. And like I said before, I wish you all the best going forward.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
I hope you were really inspired by Annette and Dweise's story, that you will also take some of the tips that they have shared and apply it to your life and get out of debt, because debt is not a place that you want to be. It's really stressful, and we all know that. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. Please go ahead and like this video and share it with your friends. And remember, change your mind, change your pocketbook.